Hey everyone, and welcome to a new thing now. Sorry, hold on. I thought I had that muted. Weird. Sorry, I didn't realize some of the windows I had open for the stream weren't muted, so I had an echo there for a second. Sorry about that. Anyways, since Kirby was pretty much complete, he did. Plus, a certain new game's gonna be coming out soon. I decided it'd be best to maybe play and get Fire Emblem 3 houses to allow anyone who's not familiar with the game or the characters to get introduced to them, or reintroduced if you haven't played the game in a while. So just gonna be starting a new save, even though I haven't finished my old save, my current save yet, but whatever. Yeah, for a couple days, weeks, just gonna be playing this, and then right before the game comes out, we'll be playing the demo, just because why not, really? So for anyone who hasn't played Three Houses yet, but has played some of the Final Fantasy, Fire Emblems before, or this, the game is a lot more simple when it comes to character customization, but that is for the purpose of making it much easier to work the character into cutscenes, since in previous Fire Emblems they've had mainly in Fates and Awakening, they've had to make it so the character can't be seen, usually with like a cloak, or just by having a hat covering the character's face. I can somewhat see the resemblance, but it is also very different. Anyways, because this is why I'm going for the female one. I guess mainly because most people do like when you play as a female character in Fire Emblem games. Peer pressure.
I've seen the likes of you before. Who are you anyway?
I'm a demon, an ashen demon, you could say.
Do not deceive. You would do well to keep your wit in line.
She will say that if you say goes well, so I'm immortal.
I see. Then you must have a name of sorts. Go on.
Just gonna be going with the default, Violet.
Huh. I shall not ever grow accustomed to the sound of human names.
Okay, yeah. She does look her F is definitely a lot more Tharja. I can see that. Sorry, just didn't realize which person you're talking about. Sorry.
You must possess a day of birth as well. Beneath which moon and on what day were you born to this world?
Any suggestion for the date? Since always there's one active chat member. Guardian Moon, Pegasus Moon, Lone Moon, Great Tree Moon, Harpstring Moon, Garland Moon, Blue Sea Moon, Verdant Rain Moon, Horsebow Moon, Wyvern Moon, Red Wolf Moon, Ethereal Moon, and that's it. This is technically important. Okay, Red Wolf has 11. Just gonna hold it down, close my eyes, and oh, it stops. Dang it. There. 18. That works. 11, 18.
Well, wonders never cease. It seems we share our day of birth. How strange.
Another thing that is always set to activate. But as for why the birthday matters, it's mainly just because sorry, just trying to find my words. Since the game actually goes on a monthly system, the date you set will actually be important and come up during one of the chapters as something that will activate.
It all feels so familiar. I think it may be time for yet another nap.
But you get to learn our name, but we don't get to learn yours? That's unfair. Dang, that would have been clever. If I recall, it's 24th of this month is when it releases.
Hey, time to wake up. Were you having that dream again?
I've had that dream before.
Massive armies clashing on a vast field, right? There hasn't been a battle like that in over 3 centuries.
Well, that's the dream he was
In
talking
any
about.
case, just put that out of your mind for now. The battlefield is no place for idle thoughts. Risking your life is part of the job for mercenaries like us. Letting your mind wander is a sure way to get yourself killed. Okay, time to get moving. Our next job is in the kingdom. I told you before, it's far from here, so we'll need to leave at dawn. Hmm? Oh, good grief. Everyone is already waiting for us outside.
Gerald, sir, sorry to barge in, but your presence is needed.
What's happened?
Please forgive our intrusion. We wouldn't bother you with a situation not dire.
What do a bunch of kids like you want at this hour?
We're being pursued by a group of bandits. I can only hope that you will be so kind as to lend your support.
Wait, he has yellow, he has blue, she has red, and Dad has orange. Why don't I have my own color? My outfit is just lamer compared to the rest of them. Dang it.
Bandits? Here?
It's true. They attacked us while we were at rest in our camp.
We've been separated from our companions and we're outnumbered. They're after our lives, not to mention our gold.
I'm impressed you're staying so calm considering the situation. Wait, that uniform.
Bandit spotted just outside the village. Damn.
At least he looks more generic than me.
I guess they followed you all the way here. We can't abandon this village now. Come on, let's move. Hope you're ready.
So as it makes it clear what route I'm gonna just scroll down so we don't have to look at those. Save 11, just so it's after 10. Something cool. This has motion controls on it, so you tilt your controller, character just runs off in one direction. Vroom! Skirmish at dawn. Prologue. Inevitable encounter.
Let's take care of those thieves before they overrun the village. Take down the enemies in front first. That should take the wind out of their sails.
Also check morale isn't the mechanic in this game. Continue to move into an enemy. Okay, yeah, cool stuff. Move next to an enemy to attack.
Stay focused.
Charge. Oh, I can't. They're already letting me use combat arts. That's what they're called. Did not expect that. I'm not gonna say that. Durability, new stuff. Just get slow. Breaks. You have to repair it.
You never had a chance.
Okay, speeding up the fight scenes themselves because as I deliberate so much, both in and out of combat, that I can need some distinct speed somewhere. Development, phases.
I will prevail.
Let's just check. Okay. Saying press A on an enemy in order to mark them to show where they can attack. I think left, right trigger? Yeah, right trigger allows you to see all enemies' areas. Anyways, I like having all the characters marked so that when I'm getting close to an enemy and waiting to counterattack them, I can just do that, move the character into one of the adjacent spots, and be certain that nothing I am unaware of will hit me. Cover bows are
Ready and
ranged.
willing.
There, and wait. Okay. Phase. They don't do anything.
We'll advance while protecting ourselves from the enemy. Take up position inside the forest.
Frame bonuses. Simple, just look up there at the top left. Sure. A forest terrain gives us an extra 30% chance to dodge and one extra defense. Or that movement icon might be meaning that it takes a bit extra movement to go through. It could honestly be either. Come up.
Yes, good. If we're in in the forest, we can sustain their attacks without losing the advantage.
Terrain types. There is saying that there's a bunch of different terrains. Some major movements, some can only be moved over by flying units. So, shut up. Okay, the move for there should take. Okay, it should take all attacks. My character. Oh, I need to talk.
Thank you. We are in your debt. It wouldn't do for us to fall in a place like this. Please, lend us your strength. Let's work together to drive out these thieves.
I don't know of too many similar games that are like on. I know of a few older ones, like Final Fantasy Tactics and the Advance Wars series, but that's the most I can say. As for on those consoles specifically, I have no idea. I'm mostly just a Nintendo diehard. Mostly.
This is a fine opportunity. Use the combat arts I taught you.
Combat arts, what I mentioned earlier. Let's first. Let's see. I forget if we can do both actions. Let me just test that.
You have a strange aura about you. You say you're a mercenary, so show me what you can do.
Okay, I can't. Talk that isn't.
It's because of you guys that I'm not dead right now. Thanks for that. I didn't expect to run into mercenaries like you in some remote village. The gods of fortune must be smiling on me.
This guy.
Sorry, but victory is mine.
I don't know why your name changed color. I was thinking that was honestly just a me side thing. Yeah, I guess that's not as similar. Oh, that's like
As
just
expected.
there. There's a little symbol appear behind me. Look, it's this thing, a mystery crest. We'll be getting into what crests are later, so I'm not gonna talk about that yet.
Too reckless.
Using items is done to heal, but I don't want to.
Damn. Why are there mercenaries in the village? Guess we'll have to deal with them too.
It is pink. And drops, so enemies with that little icon drop whatever they have on them and beat them. This guy gives an iron. This guy gives an iron axe. There we go. He also has an. He hasn't gone over it yet, but there is. One. At this point, stable with the franchise has been left out in a few games. Is weapon advantage. Lance's like blue boy here would beat swords like myself. Swords beat axes like red girl, and axes beat lances. I could march him up there. Alright, and then take a bunch of hits and from this guy. Actually, there's no real safe way. Oh, I guess I can. Oh no, he's still taking an attack. So yeah, might as well. I think I can move myself up there. Okay, I move him over there. They're still going to attack me, which is interesting. I guess because he has a class advantage over these two, he would still be able to reach him, which is oh guy up, let's go up. I guess that's what I'm calling them until they introduce themselves.
Hey! You with the blank stare! Out of my way!
That is what caused me to stay. That's what that means. Actually, inserting units while also raising money. I'm guessing this is determined by the character's bond.
Another step forward.
That's a lot of points.
Your support is appreciated.
She came to use a sword. Okay, Churchill doesn't do enough additional damage to make it strong. Oh wait, that is Costas, okay. I forgot to give it the difference with the generic. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you where you stand.
Okay, she's I was thinking she got like one
a
less
long
point
road
than me
yet.
did or something. She's the internet. Oh, that's the dang it! Fair.
Honestly, what are you accomplishing with that little stunt? It's like you're trying to get me killed, you fool. Well, it's fine. After all, if you don't know the value of your own life, you're not going to protect it very well, are you? Of course not. Well then, I guess it's up to me to guide you from now on, right? You can call me Sothis, but I'm also known as the Beginning.
Why do you have that title?
Sothis. Yes, that is it. My name is Sothis. And I am also called the Beginning. But who once called me that? I was not able to recall my name until just now. And just like that, it came to me. How odd.
If you can't remember your name, then could you remember your title? Or are you counting that as your name as well?
That look upon your face. Did you think me a child? A mere child who forgot her own name? Phooey! That child just saved your life. And what does that make you? Correct. You understand. You threw yourself before an axe to save just one young girl. Yet all is well, as I have stalled the flow of time for now. You would have died had I not intervened. There now. Is gratitude so much to ask? I did deem you worth saving after all. Though it is only momentary, time has stopped. However did I manage that?
thought of that so casually, and you don't even know how you did it?
When time begins again, the axe will tear into your flesh, and you will surely meet your end. How rude of you to drag me into this. Now what to do?
Apologies about that. My technical support just wanted to mention a few things that need minor adjusting. Yeah, apologies. I'll stay here and wait to die. Turn back the hands of time.
Of course. I must turn back the hands of time.
That symbol again.
I do believe it can be done. You really are quite troublesome. I cannot wind back time too far, but all is well. You are aware of what's to come, which means you can protect yourself this time.
Stop right now, because it is interesting that it shows off the symbol there, despite in the menu it only showing a small piece of it. As likely because if you don't know what you're looking at, you wouldn't realize it's the same symbol.
Now go. Yes, you who bears the flames within. Drift through the flow of time to find the answers that you seek.
You just...
That is what?
The Knights of Seros are here. We'll cut you down for terrorizing our students. Hey, the thieves are running away. Go after them. The students seem to be unharmed. And who's this?
Why him?
Nice Blue Boy MVP. MVP just refers to the character who's done the most work in combat.
Why, thank you so much.
As you can see, I have online stuff on.
Captain Gerald? It is you.
Things are cool.
Goodness, it's been ages. Don't you recognize me? It's Alois, your old right-hand man. Well, that's how I always thought of myself anyway. Oh, it must have been 20 years ago that you went missing without a trace. I always knew you were still alive.
You haven't changed a bit, Alois. Just as loud as ever. And drop that captain nonsense. I'm not your captain anymore. These days, I'm just a wandering mercenary. One who has work to do. Goodbye, old friend.
Right. Goodbye, Captain. Wait, that isn't how this ends. I insist that you return to the monastery with me.
Garrig Mach Monastery. I suppose this was inevitable.
And how about you, kid? Are you the captain's child?
Nah, I'm just a bandit.
Great sense of humor, this one. Clearly cut from the same cloth as the captain.
Also, why would that be his first guess? Like, I'd imagine, there was other mercenaries he was with us, just that didn't partake in the fight because it's late. Why would you just seem like it's just another mercenary with him? Or we just like a duo mercenary? I guess that's possible, but like a mercenary baron just feels more apt. I don't know why.
I'd love for you to see the monastery too. You will join me, won't you? What's troubling you, Captain? You aren't about to run off again, are you?
Even I wouldn't dare run from the Knights of Saros.
Knights of Saros. They do seem rather skilled. Ah, it seems your presence is required. Get going.
Seems we have our very own Navi. Hopefully this one isn't going to be as annoying.
I appreciate your help back there. Your skill is beyond question. You're clearly an experienced mercenary. And your father, that would be Gerald, the Bladebreaker? Former captain of the Knights of Saros, oft praised as the strongest knight to ever live. Have I missed anything? You haven't heard of the Knights of Saros? The most famous order of knights in all of Fodlan.
Hey, you are coming with us to the monastery, right? Of course you are. I'd love to bend your ear as we travel. Oh, I should mention that the three of us are students of the Officers' Academy at Garrig Mach Monastery. We were doing some training exercises when those bandits attacked. I definitely got the worst of it.
That would be because you ran off.
Too true. I was the first to make a strategic retreat. Everything would have worked out if these two hadn't followed me and ruined everything. Because of them, every single one of those bandits chased after us. Utterly ridiculous.
Ah, so that's what you were thinking, Claude. And here I thought you were acting as a decoy for the sake of us all.
His intentions were as clear as day. You will prove a lacking ruler if you cannot see the truth behind a person's words.
You will prove a lacking ruler yourself if you look for deceit behind every word and fail to trust those whom you rely on.
Oh, joy. A royal debate between their highnesses. I wonder how being completely predictable affects one's ability to wield power. Personally, as the embodiment of distrust, I'd say your little exchange smacks of naivete.
Me, naive. Tell me, are you actually incapable of keeping quiet, or is your lack of self-awareness a condition of some sort?
In any case, forgive our digression. I must speak with you if you can spare a moment. The way you held your ground against the bandits' leader was captivating. You never lost control of the situation. It showed me I still have much to learn.
Your skill is precisely why I must ask you to consider lending your services to the Empire. I might as well tell you now, I am no mere student. I am also the Adrestian Empire's...
Halt, Edelgard. Please allow me to finish my own proposition. The Holy Kingdom of Vargas is in dire need of exceptional individuals like yourself. Please, do consider returning to the kingdom with me.
Whoa there, you two sure are hasty. Trying to recruit someone you just met. Tactless, really. I was personally planning to develop a deep and lasting friendship on our journey back to the monastery before begging for favors.
I haven't been nagging my ear
But
off.
it seems there's no time for niceties in this world. So, capable stranger, let's get right to it. Where does your allegiance lie?
It seems one's place of birth is quite significant to them. Yet they are so impressed by you that you may take your pick.
Originally, I was thinking of going with the blue boy, maybe because that would be the most different path from the one I originally did. But just because that interaction, I want to say Lesser Alliance, which is Yellow Boy.
Is that right? Well, that's a win for the Alliance, so I suppose I'm obligated to be happy.
All right, that's enough with the small talk. It's time to head back to the monastery.
Looks like we'll have to pick this up another time.
My, they are in such a hurry. You know, each of the three is most unique.
The easy smile is striking, but that smile doesn't reach his eyes. She is a refined young woman, but I feel as though she is always evaluating me. He seems quite sincere. I sense darkness lurking beneath.
Yes, I thought the same. I am so sleepy once again. I may be sleeping.
So many 4 saves.
Part 1. White clouds. Great tree moon. 3 houses. The icy winds of the Agma Mountains have begun to scatter, and the verdant fields once again spring to life across Fodlan, heralding the start of a new year. As they celebrate the dawning year, the people pray that they may realize their full potential, just as a tiny sprout hopes to one day grow into a great tree. The continent of Fodlan, said to be protected by a revered goddess, has existed since time immemorial. 3 ruling powers now control the land. In the south lies a region long held by a more than 1,000-year-old dynasty, the Adrestian Empire. Beyond its borders, to the frigid north, is the home of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, ruled by the royal family and its knights. To the east, a league of nobles that heeds no king nor emperor rules what is called the Leicester Alliance. Once consumed by a tempest of war and turmoil, Fodlan and these 3 mighty powers now exist in relative harmony.
And yet the Empire takes over about half the world. Continent.
This will be your first time at the monastery. I'd be happy to show you around.
It really is Fodlan in a nutshell. The good and the bad.
Like it or not, we'll be there soon enough.
It's just that it makes it sound like she doesn't like the monastery. Like it or not.
There it is. Garrick Mock Monastery.
Okay, since the game seems to be quiet for a bit, Three Hopes is based on this game. From what I can tell, well, and I guess it has been made clear at this point with the different trailers that have been released for the game, Three Hopes seems to be in a different timeline from this game, with a couple of different details that lead to the game going completely in a different direction. At least that's what I think so far.
the flow of time bring you here?
It's been years since I've last set eyes on this place. To be forced to see her now, I've never spoken of this to you before, but many years ago, I was a knight here. I reported to the Archbishop, Lady Rhea. As you know, the majority of folks in Fodlan are devout followers of the teachings of Seros. The leader of that ridiculously large religious organization is the Archbishop, Lady Rhea.
Thank you for your patience, General. My name is Sepik. I am an advisor to the Archbishop.
Right. Hello.
It has been a long time, Gerald. I wonder, was it the will of the goddess that we have another chance meeting like this?
Forgive my silence all these years. Much has happened since we last spoke.
So I see. The miracle of fatherhood has blessed you. That is your child, is it not?
Yes. Born many years after I left this place. I wish I could introduce you to the mother of my child, but I'm afraid we lost her to illness.
I see. My condolences. As for you, I heard of your valiant efforts from Alois. What is your name? A fine name indeed. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for saving those students of the Officers' Academy. Gerald, you already know what it is I wish to say, do you not?
You want me to rejoin the Knights of Seros, don't you? I won't say no, but...
Your apprehension stings. I had expected that Alois would have already asked this of you. I must step away for now, but I expect they will desire a word with you soon. Please listen carefully to what they have to say. Until tomorrow, farewell.
I can't believe it. Forced back into the Knights of Seros.
It's probably right now to address the following comments, since I feel like this cutscene's gonna be going on for a while. I don't believe Three Hopes will be using any characters from previous games in any way, since in the 3DS games the amiibo had been incorporated, specifically the amiibo of Fire Emblem characters had been incorporated as a way to summon the characters. I guess the Awakening didn't really have a way, but it did have the Xenologs, which incorporated them. While in this game, the only use for amiibo is with something called the Amiibo Gazebo. that just gives you some free items when you scan an amiibo on it, and as that's the only use of amiibo, and it doesn't even have presence of any of the previous characters, I don't expect characters like Marth, Ike, Roy, etc. to appear in this. Or appear in the Three Hopes, I mean.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. Looks like I'll be stuck here for a while. And I'm afraid your services are requested as well.
Wants to work here? As a servant?
Nothing like that. They want you to teach, by the sound of it. You heard those brats earlier talking about the Officers' Academy, right? Well, the Academy just happens to be short a professor. And apparently that damned Alois went and recommended you to Lady Rhea.
So, you must be the new professor. My, how stern and handsome you are.
No. I'm not the one you're looking for. You can handle things from here. Good luck. And watch out for Lady Rhea.
Something about this scene that I want to mention involves Three Hopes, since it's something we've been talking about for a bit. in Three Hopes, that Byleth is one of the characters that is definitely affected by the shift, and almost certainly won't, or at least I'm fairly confident won't go to Garrett Mach. So I believe that Geralt will be taking over as the third professor in that game, and probably will just be teaching whichever house the player chooses to attend in, since he'll be playing as a new character for that game. That's just what I believe will be happening. It could just be each of the three professors is just assigned to one of the three houses.
I don't know what she's thinking, making you a professor like this. She may be up to something. Stay on your guard.
Oh, it's you then? So young.
Competence and age are not necessarily correlated, as you well know. I am Hanneman, a Crest Scholar and Professor at the Officers' Academy. I wonder if you bear a crest of your own. When next you have a moment to spare, I insist that you pay me a visit so we can delve into the subject further.
I'm Manuela. I'm a professor, a physician, a songstress, and available. It's nice to meet you. Of course. Before I came here, I belonged to a renowned opera company. Perhaps you've heard of me? The Mittelfranc Opera Company is beautiful, peerless.
Spare our colleague the needless chatter, Manuela. Now then, it seems you'll be taking charge of one of the Academy's three houses.
I'll say right now, I love the interactions between these two characters, because they're completely diametrically opposed, I guess. Let's say it.
I expect you haven't yet been briefed on the nature of each, have you?
Do you really not know? Fine. I'll do you a favor and explain. The Officers' Academy is comprised of 3 houses of students, each of which is closely affiliated with its region of origin. The Black Eagle House is for students from the Adrestian Empire. Their house leader this year is Edelgard, the Imperial Princess, who is in line to be the next Emperor.
The Blue Lion House is for students from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Their house leader this year is Prince Dimitri. He is to be the next king of Fargus.
Lastly, there is the Golden Deer House, which is for students of the Leicester Alliance. Their house leader is Claude, grandson to Duke Regan, the leader of the Alliance.
So you're no royalty.
To think that the next Emperor, King, and Sovereign Duke are all here. It certainly is a promising year for the Academy.
I'll say. I just hope none of those little treasures cause any trouble.
Quite. For now, I suggest taking a stroll around the Academy to get your bearings. And when you've a moment, please stop by my research laboratory.
The old man has a point. Oh, and keep in mind that I've only notified the house leaders that you're our new professor. It's more fun that way. I suggest you try spending time with the students. Some odd ducks in that bunch, but they're good kids. I'm sure Lady Rhea will have more information for you tomorrow, but that should get you going. Good luck. You'll need it.
Have you no intention of changing your mind, Rhea? Appointing a stranger, a child no less, as a professor at our esteemed academy is...
I have made my decision, Sedith. I know worrying comes naturally to you, but there is truly no need. That stranger is Gerald's flesh and blood, after all.
I can't say that's all too comforting. How trustworthy is this Geralt character? Is he not the man who went missing after the Great Fire 21 years ago? I would remind you that Flayn is now here with us as well. I beg of you, please consider whether this is an unnecessary risk.
Sedith, they have my trust. Let that be enough for you as well. More importantly, I have received a report from Shamir. I am increasingly concerned about a matter regarding our suspicious individual. We cannot ignore those who harbor ill will toward the church, especially if they are frequenting Garreg Mach.
Yes, that matter is of great importance as well. I shall continue my investigation. Rhea, For now, I will have faith that you are placing your trust with the utmost care. I pray that nothing occurs to shake that confidence.
So one thing I wanted to question. With what the Leicester Alliance is, how is Claude the next in line? I was kind of looking at stuff during their introduction, but from what I understand, it's somewhat like an oligarchy with multiple appointed rulers. So how does the title of like top leader get passed down from one person to another without like it being like a group appointed? Let's give me a good look at each of the different groups now. Just seeing cutscene form for now, but gonna be able to talk to them soon. Alberta's covered for poking background. There she is. I forgot that the blue ones are actually out in, I guess, combat training. At least instead of being in the classroom with the other two. At least that's exploring. Well, exploring. Get these controls while exploring. Yeah, just doing that. There you see some things you need to.
I assume you are already aware that you will be teaching here at the Officers Academy, correct? To start, please speak with the 3 house leaders. You should also take a look around the academy and acquaint yourself with your new home. That is your first task here at the monastery. Please let me know if you accept it. Once you have finished, come and speak with me. May I ask a favor of you?
You do 3 house leaders and gather information about the students in each house. Students can be found in the reception hall on the 1st floor and throughout the Officers Academy. Why do you specify one area if you're just going to immediately afterwards say that they're everywhere? You speak with every student that you can. This might be your only chance to see what they're really like before you become a professor. That's where we get an iron sword and vulnerary ancient mums. The course called informal introductions. Kinda like that. Spend the quest star, how to look at them. Okay, so I'm gonna do one too. Oh. I forgot we're holding the first thing. There we go. One thing I want to talk about with the map is the icons on it. Where stairs are obvious, just bring them up. All the dots represent characters, so the small black gray dots, like where the arrow is currently pointing to, are just generic characters that are just scattered around the world. They have little diamond style, they appear above their head, but that's about it. White dots are NPCs that you can talk to, and then yellow and blue dots are named characters that are important. Yellow dots being good, just any kind of character, blue dots being characters you have created. And of course, the arrow at the top up there above the purple arrow that just gets hidden when I do this is myself. Let me just go and talk to some people.
Ha! I imagine you were a bit surprised that I recommended you as a professor here. Frankly, we had someone else in mind for the role, but they ran off during our dust-up with the bandits.
Huh. I didn't read this line of dialogue, so it might actually be different than what I thought then for Three Hopes. It might just introduce a new character. Though I am more confident in the Gerald idea.
Can't entrust students to someone who's abandoned them once before, huh?
You saved the lives of the students you came across. That, at least, was admirable. Now you should make the rounds. Go around the monastery and see that you greet everyone.
Here and... Wait, what? Okay, this just let me out of this room. That's... weird. Okay, I just finished this mini-map, which I wish it off. Yeah, first... Oh, come on! Oh yeah, it does this each time you're in a new area. So now it's that vast nothingness and one character.
So, you've accepted a teaching position here. Pity. I was hoping you would lend your strength to the Empire. I never properly introduced myself, did I? My name is Edelgard Von Grassburg. I am the princess and heir apparent of the Adrestian Empire. I wonder if you'll be tasked with leading the Black Eagles. I hope you've had a chance to meet everyone. Would you like to know more about any of the Black Eagles?
Sure. This is just a...
Me? Well, some think I'm a bit distant. Arrogant, even. But there's little to be done. One day, I must rise to become Adrestia's next emperor. What else? Well, it seems to me that we may have similar personalities.
I forgot she gave dialogue each time you open these menus. Anyways, just stat introduction for all the characters. So their stats are, their class, which doesn't really affect much. So that's zoomed in up. Dang it.
Me? What else? Me? What else?
Okay. Didn't realize that X would just be zoomed in. I thought it would. In the menus, it allows you to look around at stuff. So yeah. Characters are going to have different classes, but it's just going to be Noble and Commoner, which are mechanically the same. It just allows you to quickly see which characters it just allows you to see their birth origin, that's all. You can also see their crest, but you can't see their effects. Yet, at least. Since you can't open it. Anyways, the main thing over here are strengths and weaknesses and their defining ability, as it calls it. So yeah, each of the house lords are just going to have a version of that skill. Multiplies experience earned by 1.2. Byleth has a similar skill that multiplies their own experience and any adjacent allies by that amount, I think. As Edelgard specializes in axes and armor, good as an armored knight unit. Hubert.
Hubert is the heir of Marquis Vestra. He has served me since I was a child. You may think his blood runs a bit cold, but actually that's rather accurate. Still, if you can get past that, you'll see he's quite astute and reasonable.
Hubert gets +5 might when gambit, and he works well as a dark knight. Specifically, I don't even know why it's a dark knight. It is a magic class, but he works good as a dark mage since the magic he uses is dark magic. Ferdinand von Eyre.
For some reason, he thinks of me as a bitter rival and is always trying to challenge me. It's terribly irritating. His house is that of Duke Iron, which produces Adrestia's prime ministers. That family is, perhaps, too pleased with its own status.
Ferdinand is a gem of a character. He's a confident but not but not intentionally rude kind of character. Also has a bunch of strengths and no weaknesses. Good as any kind of cavalry class. Use sword, lances, or axes, it doesn't matter.
He's remarkably intelligent, but he only wishes to apply himself to tasks that particularly interest him, and nothing else. He's also fond of, well, napping. If he had any work ethic or sense of duty to speak of, I suppose he would be destined to become an official of the Empire.
Yeah, Linhardt is good when it comes to white magic, and because of that, is almost kind of like a health tank now I think about it, between his skill and the fact that most units learn white magic get Nosferatu, which is a leeching spell. Well, your attack is fairly weak, but you gain back most of the damage you dealt.
He's the second son of Count Bergliez. He has no inheritance in his future, which is perhaps why he's always so eager to prove himself. He's overly energetic and rushes headfirst into any battle. If he ends up in your care, be sure to keep a close eye on him.
Gaspar is a fun unit to have purely because I love fisticuffs units. Do them first over last time avoid during combat. Nice.
She's Count Varley's only daughter. I suppose you could say she's a bit eccentric, but she seems like a gentle soul. I believe she shut herself away in her quarters and doesn't care to leave, but don't worry, I'll make sure she finds her way to class.
I thought that's the first character. I thought Brenda is the first character here where Edelgard is just like uncertain with the dialogue, just because Brenda is almost never around. I'm just always being in hiding. Anyways, good as a boat. When you can go, makes a good boat. Oh, now once you get into that stage. Since the households are gonna be introducing characters personality-wise, I figure I might as well just introduce them stuff mechanically.
Few commoners have joined the Black Eagle House, but Dorothea is an exception. She's a songstress from a famous opera company in the Empire. I'm not entirely sure what brought her to the Officers' Academy.
So I don't really have much to say with Dorothea. She's mage, she's also good with swords. There is a particular class that I don't want to mention that she's good with, and is linked to her profession, I'll say. For anyone who knows his Fire Emblems well enough, they already know what class I'm talking about.
To the west of Foglin is an archipelago called Bridget. Petra is the granddaughter of their king. Bridget is a vassal state of the Empire, which is how she came to be enrolled here. She's incredibly smart and studious.
Petra is another character who's good with a lot of things, and you could go in a lot of directions with her, actually, because of the skills. The main use of her is as one of the game's few good thief units, which are very useful as a way to not have to rely on using keys and stuff later to unlock doors and chests. But you could also put her in a different direction with use of her flying, either making her a Pegasus Knight or a Wyvern Rider. And I think she is also good with lances, but it's just not listed there. Yeah, she's good with all four main weapons, which is interesting, if I remember correct. And that's all the Black Eagles. So, Hard Knight, Dark Mage, Cavalier, White Mage, Fisticuffs, or a Axe suit, depending on how you want to go with them. Canonically Axe, I like Fisticuffs. Archer. That's why I didn't even mention. Oh no, I didn't mention mechanically. mage and shooting in all directions. Wait, let's say the banner overhead.
So, you've accepted it. I wonder if. I hope you've had a chance to meet everyone. Would you like to know more about any.
Okay, that's weird. That's because I haven't talked to all three of them. Anyways, let's talk to a gatekeeper.
Greetings! You must be the new professor. What a pleasure. As for me, my job is to stand here at this glorious entrance and leisurely watch over the comings and goings of everyone. Make folks smile, you know? And by that, I mean to vigilantly guard this entrance with my very life. No levity whatsoever. As of now, nothing to report.
This character is so popular within the community, he got into the mobile game, I want to point out. And I can definitely see why. From my experience with the game, not just from that one interaction.
Pardon me.
Anywhere else to go? Okay, I'm gonna move through this door. And... oh, there we go. Cutscene. So yeah, this part of the map comprises of both an open courtyard and all three of the houses' room. I guess halls, I guess. Anyways,
Well, scored a teaching gig here, did you? Talk about a great first impression. I guess that means I'd better introduce myself properly. I'm Claude Von Regan.
I don't think you're supposed to be talking about how the teaching degree is so close to another student.
I'm from the ruling house of the Leicester Alliance, but don't worry too much about all that madness. I'm guessing you don't know which class you'll be teaching yet, do you? I bet you'd like ours. We're not as difficult as the other two. Have you met the folks from the Golden Deer House yet? Care to know more about anyone?
Sure. I won't be able to say as much about any other house since I've seen her earlier, but Hekios was the one I had gone with, so I know the most about them, but I guess I'll talk about them.
Piqued your interest, have I? As luck would have it, I'm pretty curious about you as well. But what's life without a bit of mystery? Let's just spend the next year or so learning about each other little by little.
Are you flirting with me? Like, between that one and in the previous, there's one during the cutscene, I think it's been... I can't tell if you're being... I can't tell if it's like aggressive flirting or passive flirting at this point. Anyways, go with swords, bows, authority, that's what this skill's called, and flying. Authority is a new thing to this game, naming that will be gone over later, since it's a part of one of the tutorials, so might as well. I will say right now that the house leaders do have their own classes, which is why the flying thing and bow were main things would seem a bit off at first glance with him. So yeah, that's the main thing about him. He's best in his own class. Makes sense.
He's the heir of Gloucester territory. If you haven't already picked up on it, he's a bit arrogant and fancies himself a ladies' man. That said, deep down he's really devoted and honest. Though I wouldn't mind never hearing him talk about his noble obligations ever again.
Here's Lauren's up next. He has an interesting skill set that is pretty much devoted to becoming a Dark Knight. I guess going by the three Hopes teasers, he is intended to start as a cavalry unit and then go over to Dark Knight, as opposed to starting mage and then over to Dark Knight. Okay, that's all I can say about him.
He comes from a merchant family, but his parents died in an accident. Seems like he's had a rough life. Despite all that, he's just about the most cheerful guy you'll ever meet. His passions are training, eating, and Actually, that's about it.
You have to get that. You have to admit that he is freaking strong, though, Claude. In Three Hopes, apparently, he can stomp the ground and make a giant chunk of stone come out of the ground, which he then just throws it around like it's nothing. He's good with axes, fists, and armor. Going by Three Hopes, his main would be fists, which is fun.
He's the second son of a merchant family. Since his brother will inherit the business, he's training to become a knight. If you ask me, it doesn't seem like he truly wants to be a knight. He's probably just doing it to please his parents.
This character is one of the ones fun personality-wise, and mechanically he's actually kind of split. Since... Oh dang, that's actually very fitting, I just realized. Huh. Neat. He can go down the archery path, which I guess is official. Well, if we go by Three Hopes, or you can go down swords and magic, which is certainly not listed here for reasons we go over later, and make him a mortal savant. A later on class is called pretty much sword mage. Never realized that his split usefulness is representative of the duality going on with him between being a knight and being what he wants to be.
Lycifia is the daughter of Count Ordelia, and is probably the youngest student here. But watch out, she gets angry if you treat her like a child. As for me, I do it on purpose. You have to make your own fun in this place, you know?
She is an absurd mage. From what I can tell of people's opinions, she is described the strongest mage in both dark and light magic. At least in dark magic. I want to say too definitively in light, but she is also very able to use it.
Marianne is Margrave Edmund's daughter, and that's pretty much all I know about her. She doesn't interact much with other students, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of folks here have never even heard her speak.
Okay, I guess the theme with these characters is that I'm going to bring up cool stuff from the Three Hopes. This one being the fact that one of her attacks summons a horse. She doesn't ride the horse, she just summons it and makes it charge towards the enemy. Anyways, the resident healer of the group. That's...
Hilda is the only daughter of Duke Goneril. It seems her father and brother coddle her quite a bit. If you look up lazy in the dictionary, her picture won't be there because she never got around to submitting it. Not too unusual for a noble, I guess.
The accent of this group don't really have much I can say about her, besides for the fact that with Black Eagles you can't recruit her at another point, which is odd.
Leone enrolled because she wants to be a mercenary. I think she said that her father is a hunter. She's pretty blunt and as stingy as they come. A habitual saver, too. I think she's hoping to repay her village for helping to send her here.
Leone is both my least favorite and most favorite character, depending on when we're talking about. Aside from that, just good cavalry unit, I guess. Most I can say on that.
What do you think?
Anyways, now we can actually get to talking to some more people. Oh, I didn't realize. Generally from the distance I was at with Claude, I thought this was Sylvain and got confused why he was near
The Golden Deer House is for students of the Leicester Alliance. Our house leader is heir to the Alliance's leadership, House Regan. We have plenty of other prominent nobles as well.
This thing I'm kind of confused about all of it, since there are these generic NPCs that claim to be from a house, and yet never are brought up outside of just being around in the overworld. I know it's just to have more characters in the field, but at least have a reason you can use them for anything.
Ah, you must be that renowned mercenary. Perhaps you'd like to join me for a cup of tea sometime. My name is Lawrence Hellman Gloucester. You will want to remember it.
So you're the skilled mercenary who saved Claude, are you?
Oh, you are? It's such an honor to meet you. Ignatz Victor. My parents are Alliance merchants.
And I am Lycifia Von Ordelia. Please do not forget it.
It's like this.
Hey, are you that mercenary? Everyone's been talking about you. I'm Hilda Valentine Goneril, and her name is...
Marianne von Edmund. Are you joining the Knights of Saros or something?
Well, I look forward to seeing more of you.
I don't know what talking right now, so I don't really have much to say about most of this.
Are you someone's guest? The dining hall's that way, if that's what you're looking for.
No, Raphael. That's Captain Gerald's kid. Hi, I'm Leonie Pinelli, Captain Gerald's first and greatest apprentice. I'm sure he's told you about me.
Nice to meet you. I'm Raphael Kirsten. Who are you again?
Okay, I actually genuinely like that conversation.
Okay? This classroom belongs to the Blue Lion House. Our house leader is Prince Dimitri. All of us here hail from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus.
And this time we actually get to introduce ourselves to the students before when Dimitri talked about it.
Well, well, it must be my lucky day today, being approached by such a beauty. I'm Sylvain Jose Gautier. Feel free to say hi whenever you like.
Fun fact about Sylvain. He is much easier to recruit later if you don't choose Blue Lion House. If you play a female character than if you play a male. And I don't think there's any equivalent of a character being easier if you're playing a male, which is just kind of odd to me.
And who's this? You don't look familiar at all. Do you work here at the monastery?
Oh, mercy! Do you think this is that mercenary people have been talking about?
Now that I think about it, that does sound like something Dimitri may have said. I suppose you'll be enrolling at the Officers' Academy too, then? Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Mercedes, and this is my best friend.
I'm Annette. It's nice to meet you. I have heard all about what you did from Prince Dimitri. As a citizen of Fargus, I thank you.
He also said you're quite skilled. And he doesn't just say things like that. I look forward to sparring with you and beating you.
Felix, must you always speak of fighting right away? Oh, and, you may call me Ingrid. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Can't talk to that.
Hi there. You must be the one everyone's talking about. I'm Ash. Great to meet you. This here is Dedu. He serves Prince Dimitri.
I have heard that you rescued His Highness. Words cannot express my gratitude. Should you ever require my strength, please know that I will hasten to repay this debt.
Okay, now where's actually Dimitri so I can talk about the characters? There he is.
Hello. Please accept my apologies for the other day. You came to our aid, yet I hadn't even the courtesy to properly introduce myself. I am Dimitri Alexandra Blathen, Crown Prince of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Of course, at the Academy, I am simply a student. And I've heard word that you are to become a professor here. Delightful news. I still have much to learn, but I'm confident I could benefit greatly from your guidance. In any case, welcome to the monastery. I hear you're investigating the different houses here. Did any of the Blue Lions catch your attention?
Yes, a lot of them did.
Me? Oh, please forgive me. It's difficult to open up on the spot, don't you think? I'm afraid my story has not been a pleasant one. I do hope that doesn't color your view of me, but I understand if that can't be helped.
So like him talking about himself, I will not say much about him either, aside from that he is a lance unit. And I don't think there's any high up lance infantry classes that I can think of, so I don't know if he also has a fluency in riding or...
Dedu was born in Dusker, and has been loyally working in my service for the past 4 years. He's rather taciturn, but once you get to know him, you'll see he's a kind and good-natured young man.
The line's probably the best voice to say about it. I'll just say that at this point. Anyways, he was an armored unit, so he'll be playing similarly to Edelgard. I hate to say that much.
Felix is the heir to House Fraldarius. He has a bit of a sharp tongue, but don't let that fool you. Deep down, he's a good guy. He gravitates toward people who are skilled. Perhaps you would enjoy a friendly competition with him sometime.
He excels at... Sorry, I had a cough there. He excels best as a sword unit, and I think is why he will constantly be challenging you, since you're also great with a sword, so sword versus sword.
He's the adoptive son of Lord Lenato of Castle Gaspar, but I hear he was born a commoner. He has an extremely earnest personality, so I'm certain he will approach your lectures with great enthusiasm.
He is a bow unit. Yep. I was going to say he's a popular character, but literally every character is a popular character. A friend of mine really likes him. So that's what was Robin from Awakening a lot. At least in my opinion, since
he has it.
Okay, we can't actually like move around, but he's one of the few, if not the only person to have a hood on their uniform. Plus, just like with the silvery hair and just general look of him, it just feels a lot like Robin to me.
Sylvain is the heir to House Gautier. He is a capable person who highly values his friends. That said, well, he's always been a bit of a skirt chaser, so to speak. Pardon my bluntness. I speak with him about it often, but it doesn't seem to help.
I've already spoke about Sylvain's son. I'll just say he's a cavalry unit. And I just looked at the name of his personal skill name. Concerned about what it may be.
I hear she was born to imperial nobility, but a twist of fate brought her to the kingdom. She may seem carefree on the surface, but she's actually a kind soul who pays careful attention to everyone around her.
She is the lightweight pitch of the group and seems to excel at it, with love to serve. Oh, probably the same amount of HP. That's actually kind of insane. Yeah, good healer, I can say.
Annette is Baron Dominic's niece. She is a talented student who scored extremely high marks at the Royal School of Sorcery. She's cheerful and hardworking. Brilliant, really. Though she can be a bit oblivious at times. I hear she caused an explosion in the kitchen last night.
I do really like Annette, since she was one of the characters that I've gone a good amount of events with, despite the class. Anyway, she is the Dark Mage, which just Darren Mage, not Dark Mage, but I forgot, honestly. Just because I haven't really used many blue items for obvious reasons.
Ingrid is Count Galatia's daughter. She is also a childhood friend of Felix, Sylvain, and myself. She is diligent, industrious, and principled. In truth, she is more knightly than most knights you will ever meet.
She is the most Pegasus Knight, ATA, like unit in the game as well. Which is interesting that, at least with the students, she is the only one who definitely be Pegasus Knight for 3 hopes. Huh. Food for thought, I guess. And that's all of the student events that we can talk about. There is one thing I do want to point out. As opposed to the other 2 houses, this one only has 3 females, which feels really unbalanced. Since Golden Deer had 4, the Black Eagles had up to 3, plus the house leader. This one just has these 3 girls. It feels weird.
I appreciate your effort.
No, man, we complete the quest. You're responsible for choosing which house to lead. There are still students you have yet to speak, or if there are still students you have yet to speak with, try visiting each house's homeroom. Quest complete. Iron Sword, never turn me up, so you talk to some people. Look, he's having it with the rest of the second level. Wait, I'm starting to feel like the person saying that's going to be 2. Oh, that's over on this side. Let me go over here. There we go. Of course, he's wrong.
This is the classroom of the Black Eagle House, which is for students from the Adrestian Empire. Our house leader is Princess Edelgard. There are many other nobles among our ranks as well.
What? I don't talk to strangers.
Bernadetta, this is no stranger. Our house leader owes this person a great debt. Is that not right? I am Ferdinand von Eyre, legitimate son of the Eyre family, the Empire's foremost house.
Wait, so they're the legitimate son of the Eyre family then? I feel like we just specify that. Instead of saying like firstborn or something. Or heir.
Are you going to join our class? I look forward to getting better acquainted with you.
Well now, you don't have a familiar face. What brings you here? Oh, my name is Dorothea. Before I joined the academy, I was a member of an opera company in the Empire. You should hear me sing sometime.
She's pretty much like a mini Monroa. In multiple ways.
Is it true that you saved Edelgard? That's incredible. The name's Caspar, by the way. Pleased to meet you.
Linhard, goodbye.
Sheesh, Linhard. How'd you get into the academy with those manners? So, are you a student here too? Maybe we'll be in the same class.
Why is Casper searching for a curved handle? Do you like bend it out of place or something, or you just meant it? Is it actually can build that way?
I am Hubert, a humble servant of Lady Edelgard. I heard you came to the aid of Her Highness. You have my most sincere thanks. This is Petra. She has come all the way from Brigid to study in the Empire. Back on her archipelago, she is actually a princess. In Fodlan terms, she would be called heir to the throne.
Hello, I am called Petra. I am pleased to be meeting with, I am pleased to have met you.
No, we're not returning yet. It is interesting that My Petra's outfit is the most different to any the other students. Maybe some like thing with being from another continent. I think that's can actually be done here. Or is it not? Wait, what? No.
What do you want? I am Yuritsa. I teach here. Weapon instruction. These are the training grounds. Goodbye.
Guessing, yep. Not allowed to go any farther. There's a gap behind his dog is blocking the way. Name.
Yes.
Let's just gonna go up here. Everything, yeah. Oh, I use that to go straight to the arms chamber.
Yes.
Or can I actually use this? Until I just actually explore the second floor instead of just. What? Okay, this is weird. That's blocked off. Why wouldn't they just let you explore the second floor immediately?
Let's see. I'm real busy, so could you please move along now? Thanks. Okay, now, what else did Lady Rhea need doing today?
I don't have anything really good.
What happened? Here I am again, the office of the Captain of the Knights. That said, I'm merely here to assist. Apparently, the current captain is getting on in years. I hear the captain has a hard time keeping up with the responsibilities of the job. That's where I come in.
Joe's one that I wanted to talk about. Since, while he isn't a recruitable unit, it is believed that he might have originally been planned to be. Since there is the main factor of being able to gain support with him even though he had some no supports. As he has a lot of stats programmed into the game that would only be useful for if he were to be recruited. So yeah, it's still kind of interesting.
Hello, Professor. Dropping by so soon? Are you ill? This is the infirmary, you know. If you're ever wounded or sick, do feel free to drop by. Or if you would like a nice cup of tea. Would you? Well, some other time.
Why are so many people flirting with me? Where's this thing?
This is my research laboratory. I've worked hard to furnish it with the rare materials and purpose-built equipment required for my work.
Okay, he didn't have much to say, it seems. I don't imagine there are people on this side. Okay, kitty. Can't drop the kitty. Oh, can't even interact with these? No. Okay. Other side. There might be someone over here. Okay, yeah.
Welcome to the library. Here you may find literature from the far reaches of Fodlan. I am Tomas, the librarian. If you have need of me, do not hesitate to ask. I have worked here for... I have lost track of the decades, it seems.
Should I enter the... Feel free to enter the library, but not right now. My back is aching. I can't move from the spot. Nice. Yes. There we go.
How are you enjoying your time at the Academy thus far? I hope you have found our halls brimming with the vitality of well-intentioned souls.
I suppose it is time for you to take charge of one of our 3 houses of students. I must note that I am personally against entrusting someone as lacking in trackable history as yourself with such a task. But it is as the Archbishop desires.
The Black Eagles, the Blue Lions, and the Golden Deer. All so different. I hope you've made it a point to get to know each of them.
Since you are new here, we have decided to allow you first pick. Manuela and I will take charge of the remaining 2 houses.
What is interesting with the other 2 professors is that they do seem to have a preference. Since depending on who you choose, they do seem, their choices do seem to, instead of each of them ending up with, like, say, the one to the left and the one to the right, they do actually use the same house twice for both of them. I don't remember which window each of them has. So, and as I said before, going with Golden Deer just because of the dialogue interaction.
So you have chosen the Golden Deer led by Claude, correct?
Sure.
Your heart has made its choice then. All I ask is that you guide these open minds with virtue, care, and sincerity.
They are all promising youths who bear the weight of Fodlan's future upon their shoulders. I hope you appreciate what an honor it is to lead them.
Brother? Oh, I am so sincerely sorry. I did not mean to interrupt.
I'm in the middle of something, Flame. Is it urgent?
No, it's nothing. More importantly, who is this?
This is our newest professor at the Academy.
Oh my! A new addition to the Officers' Academy! I am so very pleased to meet you, Professor. I am Sedith's little sister, Flame. I am so happy to make your acquaintance.
Let us focus on the topic at hand. There is something you should be aware of. In a few days' time, there will be a mock battle between the 3 houses, intended to gauge the current progress of the students. We will be using this battle as an opportunity to ascertain your own abilities as well. Please do not disappoint the Archbishop. That is all.
I just didn't realize that the boards of the screen actually had it.
Wait, what? Are you really our new homeroom professor?
Screw you too.
Is that true? You aren't quite what I had pictured. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean that the way it sounded.
I was sure you'd be roped into joining the Knights.
Okay, is anyone else going to try and burn me?
Don't tell me. You chose this class just to get to know me better, right? I'm flattered, really. Whoops.
I made a
Now
mistake.
that you're our professor, maybe I should choose my words more carefully. Oh, well then, since we're pretty close in age and all, I suppose formalities aren't all that necessary.
One must truly marvel at the exceptionality of this appointment. Becoming a teacher to students almost the same age as yourself. How unusual. I've heard you are a skilled mercenary, but I cannot shake my discomfort at your new position.
Okay, we're 33 now. Don't try to insult me.
Are you really as strong as they say? Let's see your biceps. I bet I packed on more muscle than you.
Not gonna count that one because it mainly just because for the second sentence making it, he's not a direct insult.
I doubt that. Apparently our new professor was personally recommended by Alois, one of the Knights.
As far as skill goes, I saw it with my own eyes. What's more, Teach here is the child of the most renowned former captain of the Knights of Seros.
I heard. There's no way a child of the captain isn't worthy. It's simply not possible. The captain? Who are you talking about? Captain Geralt, of course. The most notable captain of the Knights of Seros and a peerless mercenary.
Yeah, they accept him a bit, right?
It doesn't matter what you think of him. Captain Geralt deserves nothing but respect. Well, after working as a mercenary alongside a father figure such as he, I have high hopes for our professor. Just because someone is special doesn't mean their children are special too, Lycifia. Assuming that a child is going to be exceptional just because of their lineage is a bad idea. Don't you agree, Marianne? Huh? Oh, yes, I suppose so.
Well, we can find out for ourselves in battle. I can't wait to see what tactics you've learned from the captain.
A battle? Shouldn't we have a welcome party or something first? I'll get the meat.
How savage. I propose a nice conversation over tea instead. I am more than willing to procure some high-quality leaves.
Tea? You can't get to know someone over tea. There's no meat involved. It's not a party.
Your common sensibilities are grating to my noble ears. Please quiet yourself.
Sorry for the bickering, Teach. As you can see, the Golden Deer House is a rowdy bunch. We're not especially unified. You'll find nobles and commoners alike here. Those who are dedicated to their studies alongside slackers. But hey, that just makes your life more exciting, right? I really hope you're looking forward to the year ahead as much as I am.
Next, mention something I found interesting. I'm looking through the characters again. One thing I had easily noticed the first time around is that Black Eagles has a high amount of nobles in it. And Golden Deer is probably the one with the least. And that's most commoners. Blue Lines is interesting since multiple of the units are in a mixed category of probably being able to qualify for either noble or commoner. I just found that interesting. Reinforcements. In battle, we're just sometimes enemies appear mid-combat. Put something else up? No, just that. Okay then. I just say what I had to say for this screen instead. Okay, there we go. Are any places to explore in the monastery? To the 1,000 gold from the church service as funding for this month's activities.
Say, while you're here, I'd like to use this device I designed to determine whether the power of a crest resides within you. Won't hurt a bit. Promise. You don't know about crests? Well, allow me to tell you everything. Absolutely everything about them. Is your calendar clear? This will take a while. Crests are a fascinating topic, but before one can dive deeply into said topic, one must first understand what crests are. They are power incarnate. They are said to have been bestowed upon humans by the goddess countless ages ago. They exist within the flesh and are passed down through bloodlines. Those who carry crests may excel at magic, display exceptional strength, or any number of boons. Each crest has its own power, the nature of which is beyond mortal understanding. For now.
You believe I have a crest? We know we have a crest.
I suspect as much, yes. But we won't know for sure unless I look into the matter. As I said, crests are passed down through the blood. However, just because someone carries a crest does not necessarily mean their descendants will inherit it as well. Only a scarce few descendants of a crest's bloodline end up inheriting that crest's power. Perhaps one of your ancestors bore a crest, and you just happen to inherit it. That is how a crest usually presents itself, after all. Yes, of course. I'll get to the bottom of it straight away. Now then, please go ahead and hold out your arm over this device here.
I've already done that, though.
What is this?
It's a crest.
A pattern I've never seen before. Is it possible? possible an as yet undiscovered crest has been detected? To think there are still crests out there that even I am unaware of. How thrilling! Pardon my unrestrained jubilation. I have much to consider. You may leave now. I have more research to do in regard to this crest. Yes, so very much more research. But for now, your work here is done. What could this line here be indicating? Perhaps it represents a lack of symmetry. Or perhaps... What in the world? Oh, I see. It may be connected to that, but to a greater degree than usual.
What? Why is it so...
With each moon, professors of the Officers' Academy receive a schedule for the month ahead. It notes the days on which events and missions will take place that month. Pay careful attention to your schedule, so that you may thoughtfully plan what you intend to do each month, and when.
Calendar. Monthly schedule features different events on different days each week. You'll have 1 day off. Wait. Oh, okay. Each week you'll have 1 day off. You may choose an activity from the list. Your only option at first will be Explore. Select the calendar with directional buttons to view the schedule. Okay, I can just quickly go over these. Explore allows you to do multiple things, it gives you a few points you can use to spend on certain activities, from raising bond with certain people to just strengthening yourself. Those are the main ones I can think of. Seminar, or spend in the free time either yourself before having someone else also your seminar, which gives people interested in an extra boost in a couple skills. Battle, yep. You have some fights to allow you to train. You also will have limited points for this one, so while you can do free battles as much as you want, and important battles that you can do throughout the week can only be done in a smaller amount of times. Let's open the menu and look at it. So much. The new goals have been introduced. I might as well explain it now. Goals. Not fully going to explain it now, but I'm going to explain how it relates to seminars, since the goals determine who's going to go to seminar. So if you want someone to attend one, you can just change them around. Or if you want someone to not attend one, you can remove it from that. Not used to having the golden deer icon. Not too much point here, I guess. It's been sports, and see that. Shows both people you have and the people you don't have. There are a lot of people you don't have. At least for now. This is my room. I thought I heard a girl's voice, but I might have been imagining things. Oh. DLC supplies are now available. These supplies will be taken all at once as a set. You must have space available in your convoy or storehouse to do so. Yeah, since I have DLC, I just get a bunch of cool stuff. Secret items, which just gives you some stat boosters you don't use. Search as reward. Bunch renowned, yay! We haven't gone over that yet. Take a while to. Health Beginnings is very useful though. Wait. Nullifies extra effectiveness? Oh, okay. Forgot about that, since I mainly use it for its secondary effect. applying counterattacks at any range. It is both distant counter and close counter in one item. Yeah, extra effectiveness refers it to things like flying units being weak to bows, or armored units being weak to hammers. So yeah, this allows you to see some important stuff you can do. Journal. Okay, yeah, just allows you to change unit appearance. So you just change the effort unit. So, for example, you can be in a cool academy. Dang, I actually like it with her. I may count I have male Byleth, and I didn't at all like the academy outfit, but I actually like it with Byleth. Dang it. Okay, sure, let's go with this. Anyways, I believe the academy outfit is available, no matter what, while all the other stuff you saw there in the menu is DLC stuff. Oh, I said it.
These are the students' quarters. To better help you supervise them, you also have a room here. Your room is here at the end. Commoner students also reside on the first floor, while the second is primarily for students of noble birth. As a rule, we try to avoid discrimination based on social status here, but the nobility can be quite insistent when it comes to matters of propriety. Speaking of, it would be best for you to avoid improper conduct. I expect you to set a good example for the students.
I didn't actually remember the detail about how the, I guess, segregated housing. Oh, dang it. So later when you actually enter the people's rooms, there's sometimes books you can read in them to increase some stats, so I was hoping I could just go and do that immediately after set.
I'm not too keen on the professor of my class. I really hope to focus more on strategy. Maybe I should talk to my professor about transferring to a different class.
I'm guessing that means he's in Manuela's class. Right?
I heard about the upcoming mock battle. I want you to know, Professor, that I do not intend to lose. I hereby declare my intention to prevail at... Goodness, listen to me. The thrill of competition has carried me away. I won't speak so formally of a class assignment in the future.
Let me know when you are hungry. I will make you a quality meal, as thanks for your service to His Highness.
Thank you.
I have a request.
This is what I'd like to make, but I need more of a certain vegetable to do so. I was planning to grow it from seeds in the greenhouse, but if you'd like to help me, grow plants in the greenhouse, take deciduous seeds, and ask the greenhouse keeper to grow and harvest crops. Okay, sure. Gardening is something I really like because just each month, if you do it, you get some free items.
So, about the mock battle that's coming up, you don't mind me sitting it out, do you? As a fragile maiden, I'm useless in battle. I'll just cheer everyone on instead.
Did you hear the news, Teach? Looks like we're gonna have a good old mock battle between the houses. The Golden Deer House isn't exactly what you'd call an elite group just yet, so you may want to whip everyone into shape with some extra training. After all, competition is only fun if you win. To that end, I'd better prepare as well.
You know, I was researching what it's like to live here long before I even enrolled. Want me to fill you in, Teach?
Oh, okay.
Students and teachers of the Officers Academy are all free to use the facilities within the monastery. That means you can chow down with students at the dining hall or get in some one-on-one sparring at the training grounds. As you explore the monastery, try visiting the various facilities and talking to the people who live here.
That's pretty much what I went over earlier with the points you can spend. Bulletin boards and person quests.
If you haven't noticed, there are bulletin boards. You can check them out to see posted requests or to find more. I hear that fulfilling requests can even earn you the right to use more facilities.
Yeah.
The bulletin board gets updated frequently, so it's probably...
So yeah, the bulletin board isn't too necessary if you just check. If you just check in with everyone each day, which is what I like doing because you can get some cool bond.
Far far be it from me to tell you how to use the facilities. But if you don't think about how...
Yeah, this with facilities. What's this whole thing for?
Here at the Officers Academy, even professors are expected to study. In other words...
Okay, yeah, professor level. This is... Professor level determines how much you're able to do. It is always displayed on screen, that's a reminder. Oh. Yeah, I forgot we need to go the area, so... The dormitories. We were just up there, though. So, like... Come on, still can't refer the kitties? Can we... Okay, still can't go into the areas. Good for you. Spot Bernadetta? Oh, whoa. That's rare. Like, no, seriously, Bernadetta spends most time in her room, which I'm guessing is this window in her proximity to it, and you just have to talk to her from behind the doors. You're actually outside is surprising.
I was just heading back to my room, bye!
And there we go. Great things must come to an end.
I don't like to come out unless I really have to. Hope you're okay with that, Professor.
There's not my student, so I can't really force her.
I'm Captain Gerald's first and best apprentice. I can beat anyone, Professor. Even you, if I have to. It may have been only for a short time, but I learned from the absolute best.
Sylvain.
Well, there's Dorothea, Hilda, and Mercedes. Lady Rhea's quite the beauty, too. And I must admit, I've even checked out Professor Manuela once or twice.
Not comfortable with him also targeting the adult ladies.
You know, Professor, I think I'm going to like it at the Officers Academy. There are beautiful girls as far as the eye can see. Professor,
What's your
I've
quest?
got a small favor to ask.
Eat in that filthy dining hall. I prefer to invite a cute girl to dine with me. Beforehand, I'll find out if you're fancy. Try sharing a meal with others in the dining hall. You can even treat someone to their favorite meal. Talk to the dining staff for details. Okay. Oh. Greenhouse. There's ash in it. Fishing pond. Move outside. Oh, it's a fishing hall. Would that be a fishing hall? Huh.
The Great Tree Moon is the best time of the year for naps. I could just forget all about my assignment.
Too. I didn't realize there actually be a long face of things in my assignment.
Oh, did you come to look at the plants too? The greenhouse here is really incredible. There are so many rare flowers I'd never seen back home, and herbs I never even knew existed.
You seem more informed on the subject. You can usually tell which line a person's gonna be.
My adoptive father is the real expert. He taught me everything I know about herbs, including how to tell them apart and how to make medicines. You should try looking around the greenhouse sometime if the mood strikes you. Maybe something will catch your eye.
Here's my headband. Mainly just this symbol on the side there. It reminds me of Corin. And how well, female Corin has a similar thing. But I have a symbol on both sides. I don't know if Corin does. I might. Gardening! So, gardening's pretty simple. Plant. You can just plant a seed. For now you just plant one seed, but you can plant. Cultivate. Spend some money to try to increase the predicted yield. And I think it's next month.
My thanks.
Gives you a lot of items. Tomatoes. anything? Nope, okay. I'm not sure they appear yet, but sometimes there's going to be blue lights just around the world that you can interact with to get items or stuff.
Goddess, I pray to thee. Please protect us.
Still up. And it's up here. No, since I don't go up here or inside. So now, dining hall. Oh, it's starting to hurt.
Here at the monastery, I have had many great learnings from many great people. I am hopeful to have learnings from you, too. As forever, I will do my best trying.
As long as you're doing your best try, Angus, you're doing good.
I'm busy. Do you want something?
It's time for
I
a
can't
duel!
right now, but let's fight soon. I look forward to beating you.
Ugh, I really need to eat. I can't hold out until the next meal. Why can't the dining hall stay open all the time? I need to keep eating if I want to get stronger.
It's currently open, just not allowed to eat. Over here. It is Pets by Flame.
Hello there, Professor. Well, I call you that, but I am afraid I am not a student here myself.
I'm aware, since none of the professors none of the house lords mentioned you.
Should the opportunity arise, I would love to become a student and begin my studies in earnest. The monastery is kind enough to provide a sanctuary for my brother and I. He's the only family I have. Might you help me with a favor?
Something related to Saint Cethlin that fires rare fish. You're hoping to obtain some professor. You can fish by speaking with the fish keeper at the fishing pond. Catch a fish for the ceremony and bring it to Flame. Head to the fishing pond. Run with the bait you get. You can speak with the fish keeper. The fish keeper! Try out fishing. Fresh catch. First we have to do the quests. I guess, and for a moment I was expecting all the quests available to be given by the Blue Lions, given the first two. What's today's special? Pay a premium. Big confession code with no fruit or premium. Arm protection. Often enjoyed as a dessert at family gatherings. Let's go with these two, because this hold with me.
Eating delicious food really takes my worries away. I like this dish. It was my father's favorite.
Yeah, one good thing about the activity you can do here is that they raise haha, Professor level up. Yeah, they raise motivation, which is useful later. That person stop changing what they're playing. Obviously, more monthly funds for activities. Yay, get paid more.
Nice. I knew I could count on you.
Stuff, and then just need to hit L. Then hit L at the end of the day, but not doing that yet because there's another quest to do. This one. Fish Keeper, Lord is the Fish. So yeah, as you might have noticed by this point, gardening and fishing don't use up things, and as long as you have fish, you can fish quite a lot. Dang it. So yeah, this is a timing game. I like how it also has a GUI like you're fighting with the fish. Curious. This small fish is common to all regions of Fogan. It is somewhat connected to St. Sethlane. That is any XP. What is interesting though, that does give you XP, so you can, so if you just have a bunch of bait, you can use it to grind out experience, professor experiences. Sorry. Both because of time and because I don't like doing it, I will not do much fishing though for that purpose. Unless I like do it off stream or something. Yes, that is possible.
The Imperial Princess, the Crown Prince, and the heir to the Alliance's leading house. This is one exceptional year, that's for sure. If you're a teacher here, you better watch your step. If anything were to happen to those kids, well, suffice to say that it could harm the reputation of the Church of Cerberus, which we've spent almost a millennium establishing.
You completely ignored the fact that there's a princess of another nation here as well. What else? Oh yeah, I can't see. Do this. Hey, what? How'd I miss someone? Oh, it's just him, that's why.
Let's see. I'm a little busy. If you're looking for the greenhouse, it's right there. See it? Looks like a greenhouse. That's it.
No.
Guess there's wrong dialogue there, but no pity on them, so I don't care. Actually, what's this? What? What? I'm not on warp yet? Really? Can I run this place manually? Lame.
Okay.
I like keeping it at one level zoomed out, because it makes it easiest to see.
If you continue to insist on distracting me, I will have no choice but to get rid of you. I'm joking, of course.
I trust you're eager to face the Black Eagles in battle. Enjoy the thrill of anticipation while it lasts. Soon you'll wish you had chosen to lead our house instead.
Oh, there's nothing up here. Wait, had I? He was on screen?
Wow, Yuritsa sure seems strong. I kind of thought he was going to be the new professor assigned to our class. After that teacher ran away during our outdoor training, I figured Yuritsa was a natural replacement. I was surprised when you were suddenly appointed professor instead. I don't think I could hold my own against Yuritsa in battle. I could probably take you, though. You really think so? With enough training, I'm sure I'll beat you someday.
Even people from outside my class are dissing me. Come on.
I care nothing of friendship. If you have no business here, leave.
Okay then. Okay, well. You can actually enter here later, but not yet, because I don't want to let you explore the whole map yet. Let's get to know this bit first.
Listen, do you know the provenance of our class name? The eagle. That refers to the twin-headed eagle on the Adrestian Empire's coat of arms. And black is the traditional color of the Empire's armor. Hence, black eagles.
Why not red eagles though? Because your class color is red, and the other ones are called blue and gold because one's blue and one's gold. You know, look at semantics. Heck, you don't even have a double-headed eagle on your banner.
Story. The Blue Lion House derived its name from the honorary title of the first king of Fargus. Lugh, the king of lions, wore brilliantly blue garments. His chivalric exploits are recorded in multiple legends. The library holds various historical accounts regarding him and the Blue Lions. If you find time, you should read them. They're filled with insights.
I think I'm gonna look at it because this looked weird with how his lion face was compared to its mane.
Right,
oh, I didn't even know this percentage was in here.
Before I came to the Officers Academy, I attended a school of magic in the kingdom capital. That's where I met Annie. That's what I call Annette. Oh, I guess Lawrence was at the school of magic too. But Annie was always just so nice to me, even though I was older. She's my best friend in the world.
I don't think I ever actually get to know much about magic school besides for just like the people's experience with it. I'm gonna visit there. I want to see a magic school.
Yes, it's true that I'm the only commoner in the Black Eagle house. I knew that before the first day of class. Those people are simply exhausting.
Finally to my own house.
Our house is that of the Golden Deer. Do you know the significance of that name, Professor? Golden deer are sacred creatures, said to have protected Leicester since time immemorial. All three of the houses have a meaning behind their name. You should feel free to ask around if that sort of knowledge interests you.
I already know what the other two mean.
Have you memorized everyone's names yet?
Yep.
I'm Ignatz, in case you forgot. I'm looking forward to learning from you.
Is it raining now? Where's the lawnmower now, rain? Come on, give me a break. I don't have a break, but semantics. Okay, so that first name. Okay, maybe we can see if it was active. And still have some stuff around it for whatever. I don't know why there's always random stuff around it. I can force getting stuff in. Okay, first thing's down here. Oh, it's just the guard.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report.
It's the guard.
By the by, have you ever regretted a decision and wished you could go back and undo it? It's too bad there's no lesson for how to turn back the old clock, huh? But I suppose a bad decision isn't worth all that fuss anyhow.
I can't tell if it's a reference to choosing the house as moments prior, or the fact that you actually can turn back the clock through sofas, and the person's walking off that way because she's mean.
Hello, Professor. I have a teeny tiny question for you, if that's alright. You haven't seen a man with hair the same color as mine, scowling face, and a generally gloomy demeanor, have you?
I don't think I've seen anything. Where you're actually at.
Well, yes. It's a bit difficult to explain. Please just let me know if you do see him, okay?
Okay, sure. Oh, this one.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's just a guard.
As part of our commitment to the goddess, the knights undertake various missions across all of Fodland. Assisting with the education of young nobles is also a part of our sacred duty.
Wait, so the knights are also teachers? Weird.
Yes. I hear a member of House Fresfeld, the ruling family of the Empire, has entered the Officers' Academy for the first time in ages. It is said that the Adrestian Empire's very founding was aided by none other than Saint Seros. That is why the crest of Seros is on the Imperial flag. In recent years, a rift has developed between the Empire and the Church. Let us hope this will be a good opportunity for both parties to reforge their close relationship of years past.
Here's an idea. There are two types of crests. Major crests manifest their power most effectively, while minor crests are slightly weaker. It is said that the closer a person's blood relation is to various saints and heroes, the higher their chance of bearing a major crest. Of course, there are also examples of major crests manifesting in children whose parents bear no crest whatsoever. The exact nature of how and why crests are inherited is still a mystery.
Let's easily look at the crest we do have. Since they're being brought up here. First, we already try to take a look at mine. Don't know much on it. See, Crest Regan. My crest inherited from Regan of the 10 Elites. Sometimes restores HP equal to 30% of damage. Don't. Gloucester of the Ten Elites. Yes, minor crest. Despite it being in his name. Okay. Minor crest of Gloucester, the Ten Elites. No crest, no crest. I was wondering if it was going to show this. Minor crest of Charon, the Ten Elites, and major crest of Gloucester of the Ten Elites. Interesting. A mystery crest. Does that imply it's... Hold on. Okay, mine does to the player, so it is a mystery minor crest. Crest. It's unclear which one. Minor crest of Goneril of the Ten Elites. Oh, that was the last character for that. Okay, we have someone right here. Lycifia.
Hi, Professor. Have you gotten around to visiting the library yet? It's absolutely loaded with valuable information. I only wish I wasn't burdened with the necessity of sleep, so I could spend all my hours there.
You know, says you probably don't want to say this.
In a manner, yes. But it's more that I want to learn as much as I possibly can.
Okay. Oh, second floor. Sorry, talking to all the students takes a lot of time, but I just like doing it.
Do bear in mind that even as you are appraising your students, they are appraising you as well. I hope that you will do your best to form lasting bonds with your flock.
You're very judgmental if you're just appraising me.
Oh, and I look forward to witnessing your prowess in the mock battle.
Yes, and oh yeah, since that's there. And there.
Wow.
Okay.
Church has changed a lot since my time. Sedith, Hanneman, Manuela, Yuritsa, and many of the knights. None of them were around 20 years ago. Have you met Leonie yet? Apparently, it was my influence that inspired her to leave her village. Sorry to burden you, but could you watch over her for me? She's the only apprentice I've ever had.
That sure is weird. Guess it probably means something, but I have no clue what.
Captain Gerald has hardly changed since 20 years ago. I've aged at least 3 times as much as he has. Why am I talking about this? Oh, right. It was because I just overheard Tomas remarking on the subject. The leader of a legendary group of knights returned. People are bound to be talking about the old captain.
A mock battle? This early? Wow, Professor. They're not giving you any time to settle in, are they? Well, no need to worry. If you get hurt, I am more than capable of healing you. You'll not even have a scar.
I didn't even say anything, I got bombed. What?
Apparently, there is to be a mock battle between the houses. Interesting, but I hope you understand that I have far more important things on my mind. My research is proceeding slower than I would like. Your crest is something of a challenge. Frustrating, yet also quite intriguing. I was wondering if I might get a sample of your flesh. A couple square inches would do. No, perhaps some blood. A couple of drops on the device are all I need.
No. What does this say? For a second it looked like it's a photo of it. Iojava. I mean that says Iojava. Anything else up here? Okay, people in the library. So you can't enter the library this time. And while there are a lot of books we can read, I do still understand that I am on time.
I hear you are lacking in knowledge of the Church of Ceros. The library contains countless documents about the teaching and the history of the church. I encourage you to make good use of them.
I just said I'm going to be doing that.
Say now. Tomas has served as the monastery's librarian for decades. Actually, he was away from Garreg-Mach for a spell, but he returned to his post last year. There is no one as familiar with the monastery's archives as he is.
I think that's the last person you talk to.
Tomas has actually... There is...
No! Okay. I imagine it's the last thing I need to do, so... Just gonna go ahead and end it. Is Ferdinand's birthday right on the
Much appreciated.
Might as well, it's not too expensive. In these events, you only have one option. Rivalry of the houses. Only a promise that, hey, young mercenary, you are now the newest professor at the prestigious Officers Academy. Students and faculty alike look on with curiosity as you engage in a mock battle between the school's three houses. So it's level 1. You don't want to be too strong. Just barely good enough. Wait, did I spend 2 hours before the last save? For a previous save? Oh my lord.
Time for a mock battle, eh? How should we go about this? Well, you'll be our commander, that much is for sure. Just don't screw it up and everything will be great. Got it, Teach?
Leave it to me.
Right. I'll do whatever I can to help too. I mean, I'm kind of obligated to. For example, if I add a little something to their food to upset their stomachs...
What? No.
Yeah, wink wink, I read you. You can't officially condone that sort of thing, right? But say, hypothetically speaking, students from the other houses started racing to the infirmary. As far as anyone knows, it could just be a harmless little stomach bug making the rounds.
Well, well, what a fascinating conversation you two are having. May we join?
Claude, I can't believe you would stoop to such crooked schemes to gain the advantage. Have you no honor?
If that was really my scheme, I wouldn't be talking about it out in the open. I'm afraid you'll have to wait until our battle to see what's really in store.
It's irrelevant anyhow. Whatever you have planned won't save you from a crushing defeat.
She has a point. Still, I'm rather eager to see what sort of schemes that mind of yours conjures up.
You heard him, Teach. We can't let these fine folks down.
It'll be a fair fight.
Of course, a fair fight, as all fights are. Good one, Teach. Play innocent now so they won't see it coming.
Oh, how precious. Looks like you and the students have become fast friends.
While I am pleased that you are taking the initiative to acquaint yourself with the students, I'm afraid it's about time for the faculty strategy meeting.
I'm sorry, professors. It's about time I returned to my training anyway. Claude, Edelgard, until we meet again on the battlefield, farewell.
I look forward to assessing your abilities. I hope you don't disappoint.
first time we can make use of magic. Yay. Magic provide new means of attack and defense to a unit that has the skill and is of the appropriate class. This equip attack magic in place of a weapon, yada yada, yada yada yada. Battle preparations. Ability to use this wheel. We haven't unlocked the shop yet, so we can't even highlight it. Units. Let's see. These are the recommended ones, and Lycifia should be in the list. That's my only opinion on it. I'll keep Hilda in because of having played the DLC and like moving that. Well, you know, mechanically at least. You still mean. Anyways, both of the professors have a vulnerary I can steal. Yay. Let's look over the items. Should probably store away those. And everyone seems to be equipped with something. And mages are gonna get 2 items because they have spells. Haha. Loopholes. I think I might as well hold on to the other sword since I'm using it. Let's see. Okay, so Manuel got out the Black Eagles and Hanuman got out the Blue Lions. Those might be their preferred ones, I don't know. Okay, sure, let's do this. Time to fight.
So, this is the stage for the mock battle. The command's all yours, Teach.
I'm sure you already understand, but the house that defeats the other two is declared the winner. Incidentally, I'll be overseeing this mock battle, so listen well if you want to win.
Okay. There's 3 men over there, so firstly, one of them. There we go. And to mark everyone who's going to be an issue. Blip, 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 blip. Okay. I just realized that Claude recommended us doing training, but we never even got the opportunity to. Ah, damn, just barely not. Ah, at least during the Lycifia spot she would have been good. Dang it. We can bait him.
Ready and willing.
Probably Claude. I think it would be in terms of defense 8, 6. No. Oh, sorry, I think I'm talking about. Okay, 6, 4, 3. Yeah. Okay.
Who, me?
Over there.
Stay focused.
I guess I could take the comfort in you. Sure, class advantage, but the main character is always going to be overpowered compared to everyone else.
Leave it to me.
Get everyone else ready. Go.
I will fight on the front lines. I can stop the enemy's advance with grace.
You have Lady Edelgard's permission to... I suppose I've no choice but to provide cover.
Thank you, Hubert. We are off to a terrible start.
Ash, can you move to the front lines? I want to lure the enemy this way.
Got it, Your Highness. Leave it to me.
Once you finish preparing, make your move. Did you, Mercedes? Keep our enemy occupied until then. I'm on it.
Oh my. We'll try our best.
Surely you don't have enough damage. Even with using your art, really?
So strong. Have to do better next time.
Hilda! Hilda!
By the way, I do not believe that they will fight each other. I think they will fight you. Can we verify that's similar where they do fight each other, but like not this one. I'm seeing these with a setup. So I'm getting a good hit with Lycifia. Just realized Lycifia has a spell.
How did I fail? I must need to train harder.
Oh, is it just that
You
she
were
had two weapons?
outmatched.
When does she have a bow? Okay, that was part of it. No, easy ranging spells. Actually, wait, I think they say spells beneath weapons. Quite fun. Let me see. It's not gonna. He's not gonna attack? Okay then. Go here and have... Oh, I can get a pot shot at him? Sure.
You are performing as expected, Professor. We will have to face you with our full might. We will use the forest to ambush our enemy. Everyone, I am counting on your support.
If they're waiting in the forest, we'd do well to take a detour.
Maybe I had to head up here and head around doing kind of before going down. Depends on what the mission is. Not the enemy, okay, yeah. So you have to defeat everyone, not just the commanders. Oh, he did attack. So he don't want to give him speed. Probably Lycifia since her damage seems to be very poor. And Dark Mage taking another. Nice. Further up here.
Nice!
And send the rest of the group up here. Some get held up. Listen, okay, yeah. And head here and attack and take class advantage. And send someone up behind her as well. Yeah, enough cog right here. Okay, let's group up here. Okay, all good.
Are you planning on fighting two houses at once? I will admit that is favorable for us.
This is a good opportunity for us. Let's forge ahead.
Downside of action is plus 4 accuracy. go for him. Dang, he does not take much. This one doesn't have... Okay.
Should I have held back?
You're close.
Probably should have kept him in this fire away. That's just eating through crap. That's just okay, that might be enough. We want to hit with Mary first, though. And then... Booyah. As long as she hits, and she did. Nice. Oh,
Don't expect.
My training was insufficient. I am so sorry, everyone. The rest is up to you.
Worth the hit for the level.
I'm not.
I'm gonna try my best to get everyone leveled up. Risk. It's a plan.
Oh no. This is as far as I can go.
I just worked harder.
I don't have to.
Doing good. Probably leave him alone since he won't be moving. Leave him last.
Who, me?
Putting myself heal up once more. I wanted a blade, do that. I take off most of her health in an instant. Oh, because it's too slow. So yeah, that, I mentioned that yet, but can't get the game if you have enough risk people on surface. Your enemy, you double them. You hit twice. And of course vice versa, so the enemy can double you. So it hits. Oh wait, no. No, I got confused when it's seen. I mean, it was one of the worst though. Go for you. Should be taking more damage. Okay.
There can be no victory unless I defeat you. So be it.
Yeah, actually, that might be good though. Oh! Yeah, it's a monster. This is the out. Still got level 3 though, so nice.
I don't forced to retreat. Well, things will only get tougher from here on out.
They're both equally poor in accuracy. Both do smash and chest. Oh, does it request before counters? Okay, that's nice. Damage. Okay, nice. Let's keep casualties to minimum so far, and another good for XP.
Well done.
She missed again, really? Oh, yeah, she has to use a bow now. Just go for the heal. I'm just getting XP.
Each battle, a chance to grow.
So, you've made...
Oh, sorry. Almost got past that. Last time, so...
Sorry.
Close enough for next turn. Okay. So, how'd I get them off? I was married. 4 damage. Oh, of course. So that'll be 12. Really good math. That's 25, I need to take out 21. 1 damage. That works. Also good from behind here. Okay, he needs to double. Didn't realize he was doubling. Sometimes you're so slow, just speed up. Wait.
Was that helpful?
Very helpful.
Is this...
All right, that's that. The winner of this mock battle is... the Golden Deer House.
Great work, everyone. Even if it's just a mock battle, the taste of victory is sugary sweet.
The 2 text boxes for the and this winner of the battle thing is just because it can be said. You can say any of the 3 houses depending on which one you chose.
Great work, Teach. That was a brilliant win.
What would he like, since I believe the choice does differ depending on who it is. Probably one.
I've been anticipating that magic moment when your tactics and my schemes entwine, and you did not disappoint. That composed expression you always sport like a permanent mask is a perfect complement to my ruthless schemes. That's a joke, of course. Mostly. To be honest, I had a bunch of other schemes planned as well, just in case the situation called for it. But I didn't have to resort to any of them. I suppose our opponents lucked out.
Well met, Professor. The breadth of your skill was on full display today. I must admit that your tactics were masterful. I shudder to think what may have transpired had it been Claude leading us into battle.
I noticed that too. We just did what you told us, and we won! I love it!
As expected from a child of the former captain of the Knights. Thank you for today, Professor. I have much to consider. I never doubted that our professor would be amazing. It was way too obvious. Don't you agree, Marianne? Huh? Me? Oh, yes, of course. Well done, Professor.
Captain Gerald taught his child well. It would have been more of a surprise had our professor proved lacking.
Don't you think it's a bit harsh to give Gerald all of the credit, Leonie? In any case, it's clear that we only won because of our new mentor's guidance.
A mercenary's wisdom and techniques are forged in battle. Those are the sorts of things you can only learn through experience. Right, Teach? But more importantly, it's time to celebrate our victory. Teach here has yet to try my well-renowned home cooking. I really do hope you'll join us. After all, I swiped some finely aged cheese from the dining hall for just this occasion.
God.
Your work with the students was remarkable. I can see Gerald trained you well. I do hope you were able to use the occasion to bond with the students.
I did.
I'm so happy to hear it. Nothing would please me more than if you used this coming year to grow closer still.
Of course, the mock battle was mere practice. The real fight is the battle of the Eagle and Lion, which will take place during the Wyvern Moon. You are expected to properly train your students so as not to humiliate the Academy during the long-held tradition that is the coming battle.
As for today, I have called you here to tell you of your mission for the month ahead. Your class is to dispose of some bandits causing trouble nearby.
My mission?
Those affiliated with Garrigmach Monastery have a moral obligation to help those in need, regardless of social standing. Students are no exception. Each month before the newly birthed moon departs, each house of students must complete their assigned mission. You shall work to complete the task at hand alongside your students and report back to the Archbishop before the deadline. Understood? I will soon provide you with the necessary details for your first mission. If I told you now, I expect you would only forget, and I despise repeating myself.
Sure you do.
I can sense something special within your heart. I have high hopes for you.
Bandits, they say. Do you recall when we first met? You shall not fall so shamelessly again, correct? Have you no words for me? Do not tell me that you are shocked to hear from me.
This isn't the first time.
You ought to know that I am always with you now. To hear my voice should not come as a shock.
Sure.
What is this nonsense? All I was told was to kill as many noble pipsqueaks as possible. No one said anything about the Knights of Damned Saros being on our trail.
You have proven yourself worthless, distracted by something so trivial. I had hoped you would achieve your goal despite the setback. But now a child of the Knight's former captain is in play. How interesting.
Hey, this isn't what I agreed to!
Hiring a mercenary as a professor. What was that woman thinking?
Are you listening to me? How do we finish this?
You die.
What?
Underestimating the Knights was an amateur mistake. One you will pay for. The road to eternal torment awaits you all. Now I must locate your replacements.
Wait! Get back here! Damn you!
That was a fast load time. Because it's just like a save screen though.
Part 1. White clouds. Harpstring moon. Familiar scenery. In honor of the saints whose births or deaths took place under this moon, the people perform music once beloved by those divine beings. Whether by harp, by flute, or voice alone, joyous melodies are shared between farmers as they sow their seeds across the vast plains of Tailteen and Gronder.
Fun fact about those that sing at the start of the month. They are only voiced by Geralt in the English version. I believe it's actually just a unique voice actor that is, which is just a cool change for America. New places to explore, and 2,000 gold. Oh, okay.
As you have already been notified, your mission is to subdue some bandits. Our students have been learning about combat through study, but this is a precious opportunity to provide them with practical experience. The Knights will support your mission, and are prepared to offer their assistance if necessary. In short, this is no mock battle. You must be prepared for anything. You will receive a message from the Knights when it is time to depart. Until then, use your time wisely.
More bandits? Not very original, Teach.
Not interested?
Well, as long as you're with us, at least things won't be boring. In fact, it may take a turn for the interesting. And with that, I take my leave to make my final preparations.
You seem well. Are you adjusting to life at the monastery?
I think so.
Oh, I didn't expect that answer. When we were mercenaries, I handled everything. Outside of battle, you didn't have much contact with people, did you?
How did I mess up on both dialogues?
I thought being thrown into a swarm of noble brats to teach would be a bit much for you. But I guess I had nothing to worry about. By the way, I heard about those bandits. Your first assignment is to take them out, right? That's fairly routine for you by now, but don't forget it's the first real taste of battle for those brats. It'll be tougher to sleep at night if you let one of your little pupils die. So stay vigilant and lead them well. I wish I could offer you my support, but Lady Rhea won't allow it. For now, I'll try to figure out what she wants from you. I don't mind you settling into your life here, but don't let your guard down, ever.
Okay, that's unfair.
Thank you.
Nice. So just... Oh. Wait, go to Abyss now. Nice. So, oh, there. See stuff that's going on ahead of time. Go to explore and change this map. Yeah. Oh, come on, Stop. Oh, let's go explore Abyss. Kind of short on time right now, so soon I think Abyss will be just enough to take up time. Or maybe its load time will take up all the time. It does take quite a while to load into Abyss. I'll say right now. Bonnie bites and lots of large fish. What do you do? Sharing a meal, gardening, club. Okay.
What's that?
Our best, just give it a minute. Let's just come over here. They're starting to load it in at least. There we go.
Hey, what are you looking at? I don't want any trouble. Get lost.
So yeah, the people down Abyss are gonna be a bit weird.
Hey you, you're from up top, right? What business do you have here? Wait a minute. Ah, got it. You're that new professor, aren't you? I suppose that means I have to let you pass. I guess, welcome to Abyss. This town is full of Repetus, so watch your back down here.
Yeah, we don't even know who these people are yet.
Haven't seen your face before. You're clearly not from around here. You don't strike me as the thief or merchant type. I don't owe you money, do I?
I don't want to say former mercenary.
Oh, you're that new teacher everyone's been yapping about. Funny. Next to me, you don't look so tough. The name's Balthus, formerly of the Alliance. Don't beat around the bush, pal. You want my help, yeah? Can't blame you. Look, I get it. You're the new professor. You've got a lot on your plate. You need backup? I'm your guy. Fine, you've talked me into it. But I'm gonna need you to sweeten the deal, if you catch my drift.
Hey, what?
Beautiful! Now about that sweetening. I'll need to attend your classes whenever the mood strikes. I get bored from time to time, all cooped up. Well, did you come all the way here just to stare at my rippling abs, or did you want something? If you're gonna ask me for help on the surface, it better be real important. I try not to go up there unless I absolutely have to.
So yeah, if you play the DLC, the side story, you get access to 4 new units. Balthus here, big strong king of grappling as he called himself. The designated war monk of the group, so that'd be healing and brawling. By the way, the DLC also added 4 new classes, so each of the characters can be built around one of those classes. Influencer, you can spend the renowned to
need something.
Upgrade quite some.
See you again soon.
There's new stuff. Don't really need it.
Need something.
I guess one's later could be useful.
See you again soon.
Come on. Who are you? Wait, shut up. Let me guess. You're that new professor, right? You just started teaching up on the surface.
You know that.
Even here, people have been talking about you. Not that the gossip got everything right. I heard you were beautiful, but obviously that was an exaggeration.
Screw you too.
What? You want to know if I can help out?
Even people who aren't students are judging me. Come on, game.
I've got time, but I don't want to spend it all serving the church. Don't make that face. Fine, fine. I'll back you up. Yeah, sure thing. You know, I've never really had a teacher before. And it'll be my first time at the Officers Academy. Sounds like fun. Chatterbox. You been looking for me? I'd prefer not to visit the surface if I can help it. I don't want to run into any knights.
I think Chatterbox is an ironic nickname, given the fact that Violet is kind of mute. Let's see. Okay, yep. Wait. was. That felt like it was going a bit long and going a bit too far down. Okay, that's what's up. Okay, so the Pagan Altar works at the moment is that you can offer items to get a very small amount of renown, 1 to 5 points, something like that. But if you spend the renown to inspire worship, you unlock the ability to trade renown for items and weapons.
Need something?
There's other ones we can see. Code recycling that unlocks one of the rooms in here that people will just start dropping items in. Each month you can come in and pick up some items. Usually like broken or nearly broken tools though. Reduce in prices. Oh, that just adds someone you can talk to that just... I'm not really sure what his purpose is. I'll just be a person to talk to. Anyways, let's go right up here.
And who might you be? Not an Abyssian, that much is clear at a glance. A visitor from above, perhaps? With what purpose? I'm sure I must have misheard you. Either that, or you haven't the slightest inkling of where you are. Oh, but of course! You must be the new teacher specially appointed by Lady Rhea. That is it, yes? Rumors have been flying underground about you. Well then, I am Constance Von Nouvelle. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Oh, have you come to beg my assistance? Then rejoice, for you have the aid of a Nouvelle. You did come seeking my aid, yes? Hopefully with something befitting my station? An assignment for the Officers' Academy? How splendid! I was a former attendee there myself, you know. I shall be a model of grace in my duties.
Now returning here, I realized that I hadn't gone over Happy. Happy is a Valkyrie. Those supposed to have the usually are firearm being a mounted healer. Or in this game, they are mounted dark magic user, mainly. At least Happy's dark magic user can just be a normal magic user, technically, but dark magic is cool. Constance is a dark flyer, so animal magic, which is just the normal magic, fire, ice, light, that kind of stuff. And there's a flyer. I realized that ice when that's actually one of the very rare elements in just the franchise. There's only 1 or 2 ice spells in this game specifically.
Huh. Come to invite me to a lesson or some such, have you? I prefer not to be above ground during the day when I can help it, unless there are storm clouds above.
As pointed out, there is interesting sense. And it's just storming at the current moment. But aside from that, going and that's cool. And look at her personal skill, Circadian Beat. Grants offensive combat when indoors, in the shade, and defense boost when in bright light. That's how it works. This is tied to her personality, actually. Yeah, that's why she's very brash and self-confident at the moment. But if she were above in the monastery, she'd be pretty much complete reverse of her personality. That's how this buff works. That's how it works. Something that gets introduced during the side story, but
whoever you are, it doesn't matter much to me. But I do advise getting out of here before you get tangled up in trouble. Unless you've been sent here under someone's orders. In which case, I'll happily show you a good time.
probably doesn't want me having come here willingly.
Uh-huh. I find the likelihood of you stumbling into Abyss pretty suspect. Huh. You're that mercenary turned professor, aren't you? The one who showed up at the monastery kinda recently. Yeah. You're the one I've heard so much about. Well, I guess it's fine you're here then. You can call me Yuri. You'll want to remember that, if you ever come down here again.
As you might be able to tell from the design, he is the equivalent of the House Lord for this group. Not quite a lord himself though, but just the leader.
Want my help, hmm? Sure, why not? But I don't do anything for free. In exchange, let me attend the lectures you give those noble kids, yeah?
Why is that
It's a deal. Come on by whenever you need me. If you're wondering why I won't come up to you, it's because I've got people to watch over in Abyss. Ah, it's you. Bit of a trek coming all the way down here, huh? I'll be helping you out now. But just so you know, my life is still down here. If you can't find me in the classroom on the surface, you'll likely find me here instead.
Surprised he isn't hitting on me, because in the actual side story, where he starts hitting me. So I was thinking out of like 5 people at this point. Anyways, now we've gone over a bit Abyss and covered technically 2 chapters. Does prologue count? I don't want to say prologue count. No, it's 2 chapters. I'm gonna have to get it off since it's getting quite late and I've already gone overtime. So, thank you all for watching. Make sure you come back next time. Same time. Next week. And check out the YouTube, I guess. And see you guys next week. Sayonara.